Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you today is yet another notch in the coffin that the left through lawfare is using to destroy Polymer 80. They have the blood in the water. They're going after them because the Nevada State Supreme Court just ruled that the complete outright banning of them and classify them as firearms is perfectly constitutional. Everything that I'm about to show you is linked right down there in the description box below. I can't wait to hear from you guys on this one. And how long, by the way, is it until these things get to the SCOTUS? Because the left is rabid for ghost guns, as they call them, but really they're unfinished frames and receivers. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are driving every day for our gun rights. We'd love to have you along for the ride. And make sure you check out this truck that's being given away by Vanish Holsters. I'm going to put a link down there in the description box below. Say a quick word, then we're going to hit it. I've got to tell you about the biggest giveaway I've ever done on this channel. Vanish Holsters is giving away an $80,000 custom Rocky Ridge Silverado for free to one lucky American who buys one of their holsters or t-shirts through June 3rd. Now, this is not your everyday range holster. This is the holster that eliminates the excuse not to carry every day because of comfort. In fact, there's a money-back guarantee based around that comfort level. It fits 99% of semi-automatic handguns on the market, can hold 2 magazines, and is completely versatile in where you actually strap this bad boy up. It has a no-stink material, it's completely adjustable, and it fits up to 48 to 68 inch waist. And in order to have this opportunity to get the truck, all you have to do is enter to win in the link below for $50 off your order as well, and you get a chance for this truck. So check it out right down there in the description box. All right, beautiful people, listen. The left is on a holy quest to get rid of ghost guns, or at least what they perceive as ghost guns. These are really unfinished frames and receivers that you can make for yourself. They're called PMFs, or personally made firearms. Perfectly legal, perfectly constitutional, everything's fine. But they don't like them because they're outside of their control, and so they're going to use the lawfare of all the blue states in order to destroy them. So far, to date, we've got New York that's going after them with lawsuits and lawfare and has settlements. We have Maryland that just got a settlement from them. You've got Michigan that's going after them. You've got, what's the other state? Illinois is going after Glock. I can't remember all of them. Nevada, there we go, Nevada. All these states are going after Polymer 80, they're going after JSD Supply. Anybody that does anything with a PMF or a ghost gun, they're going to try to destroy if they're using the lawfare system. This is what they're going to do. This is it. Now, let me show you here, because this is what leads to the Supreme Court, and I'm really curious how they would rule on this if they heard it. I don't know if they will, but listen to this, because that's what the state Supreme Court just did, which to me, they are way off base. Nevada Supreme Court upholds state's ghost gun ban as constitutional. The law passed in 2021 had been challenged by a Dayton-based firearm manufacturer considered the nation's largest producer of ghost gun parts. They're just parts. That's all they are. They are unserialized. They are parts. They are not guns. But the left tries to do this thing where they consistently relabel everything that's going to be a gun. Now it's a gun. But when you talk about abortion and babies and fetuses and cells, it's never a baby. It never turns into a baby. It doesn't matter. It's not a baby. So how dare you think that? Again, guys, their pillars can't stand together. You mention those two things together and it gets real awkward real fast. But anyway, let's continue. Let me show you what the Supreme Court did, and let me show you the words they used. The Nevada Supreme Court has upheld the state's contentious ghost gun ban, reversing a lower court's ruling the law banned the sale of unfinished frames and receivers as unconstitutionally vague. It is unconstitutionally vague. The reason it is unconstitutionally vague is so they can enforce it broadly. It's done that way on purpose. They want to put a serial number on anything that's plastic that could be potentially maybe touch a gun once in the blue moon if you're hopping on one leg like a flamingo. That's what they're trying to do. So the lower court said this is unconstitutional because you're stopping commerce over something that's this vague and this broad. Well, the state Supreme Court said, no, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I got their thing in a second. Before the law was enacted, Polymer 80 sued and won a district court decision concluding key portions of the law related to the manufacture of ghost gun parts was unconstitutionally vague and did not establish clear enforcement guidelines. Lyon County District Court Judge John wrote in the ruling that the most any court can glean from the definition is that it is something less than a firearm and more than a block of raw material. And that's just it. Keep that in mind. That what they just said. The most you can glean from this is it's not a firearm, but it's more than a hunk of metal, because it's so incredibly vague. Think about this. 80% firearms? Ooh, those are firearms. 79% firearms? Ooh, those are not firearms. Is it 60? Is it 30? Is it 20? Is it when it's raw refined ore? Is it when it's plastic in the raw? Is it when it's a kayak? Is it before it's a piece of laundry detergent bottle? Like what? When does it become a what? They have no answer for that. But don't worry, the state Supreme Court in Nevada has made the decision. Fear not. Listen to the words they chose to use in their opinion. The court's Thursday opinion reversed that decision, stating that the language of the law used terms consistent with ordinary meaning and that it cannot be said that vagueness pervades their texts. Here, one cannot dance upon the line of criminality and then plead ignorance of terms commonly known in the regulated subject, the opinion reads. Dancing up to the line of criminality. What they're basically saying is, in criminality, you would have to be handing guns away to people without background checks that were serialized, that were actually firearms. They aren't firearms. By federal definition, they are not firearms. But this court just said, well, you're dancing right up to the line of criminality. No, you're not. You're dancing right up to the line of the written law. What are you talking about? But it's common-based terms. Everyone understands this in a regulated area. Okay. Let me show you the actual conclusion itself, because this is kind of gives you an idea of where they're at, because in my opinion, this is kind of crap. The district court erred in declaring that the definition of the unfinished frame or receiver is unconstitutionally vague and in enjoining the enforcement, so they had stopped it. Given that the definition employs terms ascertainable by their ordinary meanings and that align with trade and industry usage, we conclude it is not vague. Further, we conclude the statutes are general intent statutes and are sufficiently definite that they do not risk arbitrary or discrimination. Okay. They absolutely risk discrimination, because if you look nationwide at all of the rulings and all of the lawsuits and all of the legislation, it is specifically going after Polymer 80, JSD Supply, anybody who goes and produces unfinished frames and receivers. They are trying to destroy them and achieve gun control through legislation at a state level and then also judicial system. That's what they're trying to do, and not to mention the executive bureaucratic state in Washington through the ATF. They're trying to do workarounds for gun control because they can't get it through normal methods, so they're just going to do by hook or by crook. So what this state Supreme Court in Nevada just did was say, yeah, no, it's not vague at all. Well, the lower court guy said, well, it's either a not firearm or a hunk of plastic, and it's somewhere in between. Right, because there is no definition. That's the whole point. They can't put a percentage on it. They can't put a quota on it. They can't put a defined term or requirement on it. It's just something that could be made into a firearm, like a pipe. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.